Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Friday night show here on the Paranormal Portal. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up for you tonight. Not only the Discord question of the week, as well as the news, but some really strange report that I stumbled across that suggests that the Earth was a prison planet since 30,000 BCE. So we're going to dive into that all and so much more, so buckle up. We're going in. Give me a couple minutes. We'll connect to the network and start the ship rolling. Hope you guys are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to the Paranormal Portal. It's Friday night. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, and thank you to everybody who sent messages or responded to messages that I put out there. Thank you all for your wonderful well wishes and such. We had a nice quiet Thanksgiving here in the Portal House, so nothing extraordinary, but it was about my speed. I'm kind of a no frills kind of person, so I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. Those of you, of course, that are celebrating it, if it's your holiday or not, we still are thankful for all of you. So thank you so much for all the love and support. As always, hi Mom, hi everybody. Good to see you guys coming in. Those of you that are piling in the YouTube chat, good to see you. And hello to those of you listening on TFR Live. or on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, or TalkStream Live as well by extension. Good to have you all here as we dive into another fun-filled evening of the Paranormal Portal, because there's a lot coming up in tonight's show. Even an article that I found that suggests that the Earth was a extraterrestrial prison from 30,000 years ago, or 30,000 BCE. So like 32,000 plus up until then. So I don't know. We'll dive into it all and see what we can find out. But we also got the news coming up, the Discord question of the week. We have had a few responses, but a little less than normal. But it's a holiday, so I guess I'm not surprised. But in any case, we'll get into all the fun that we can manage to pack into 2 full hours. So remember, we're on the network tonight, simulcasting, so there will be half-hour breaks. Those of you on YouTube, of course, if you've been around, you're kind of used to it. But I put together little musical videos to entertain you during those 2-minute breaks, generally on every half hour. So hopefully that'll keep you entertained. Don't go away, though, because if you hit a break, we will return. We got 2 hours to go, so lots to get through. And hello to everybody that's piling in. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much. As always, it's it's an incredible feeling to start a show and to see so many people coming in. It's like, wow. I don't know how I deserve all you guys, but thank you so much for all the love and the support. It's just incredible. It never gets old. The one thing I love doing, the hell is this? I don't know what the hell that is. Yeesh. I just had the antivirus thing pop up talking about linked accounts or whatever. It's like, what? I don't know. I can't look into it now. I'm busy. Jeez. All right. So hope you guys are ready to get started, because we got a lot to get to as always. So I guess probably the first place we'll start is the place we start all the live shows, and that is to take a deep dive into the Paranormal Portal news desk and see what I've uncovered for your viewing and listening pleasures tonight. Hopefully, hopefully you leave here a little more informed than when you got here, and or at least entertained. I don't know. I'll try to do both. If I hit both, then God, we're on a roll. So let's see what we can do here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the news. And again, I'm don't have a co-host tonight. It's just you and me. So feel free to if you want to get something, chat something to my attention, if you're in the YouTube chat, do an @Paranormal Portal first, because it gives it a nice orange box that I can really see much easier. But at least put it in all capital letters. Those do stick out a little more as well. But if you can do the @ with Paranormal Portal after it, that will really help. I will do my best to keep an eye on that, but as I'm only the one-man show here tonight, I got a lot of things going on that I got to pay attention to. So if I don't get to your comment, please understand I'm doing the best I can. Even though I haven't been at this for 6 years, I'm still an idiot. So, all right, let's get to it and see what we can find out from the news. Ladies and gentlemen, the Paranormal Portal news. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Paranormal Portal News Desk. This is where we do the news. It's pretty much the same desk as I was at before. Exactly the same, but there's a cool border on it. Makes it look more official. But we are going to dive into a series of articles that I pulled up for your interest and entertainment. Hopefully find both of them fascinating, and we'll get to this right now. The first on our docket of fun here on the Paranormal Portal News is an article coming from an amazing site, and I can't promote this site enough because they do just such a phenomenal job, and I just have fallen in love with this site because it's just so well run, well administrated, and it's so timely and relevant. Like I've come across articles on this site that I haven't seen anywhere else. and then a day or two later they'll start filtering out to other outlets. So, and it's TK Randall is the one that runs this site, but it's unexplained-mysteries.com. And man, this person is on the ball. Just incredibly well done. So please stop over there and support what they're doing. They have a Patreon as well as some items for sale you might be interested in, because they have a book out right now that has strange news. And it's fascinating. I'm sure it's incredible. I haven't got it myself. I will be getting it, but it hasn't happened yet. But I would encourage you to check it out. But the first article up for bat tonight from unexplained-mysteries.com, evidence of ancient Roman snacks found beneath the Colosseum. What did they say? Bread and circuses? Wasn't that the quote by, was it Marcus Aurelius that said that? Or somebody. Bread and circuses. Well, I'll bet you they found bread, but let's see what they found. This is from November 25th, 2022. Archaeologists have made a number of intriguing discoveries in the sewers beneath the ancient gladiatorial arena. I don't know what sewers mean. What kind of discoveries do they find in there? In its heyday, the Colosseum would have been a true marvel to behold. I think it's still a true marvel. The largest amphitheater ever built, this huge stone structure would have been frequently filled with the cheers of thousands of spectators as battle-hardened gladiators fought to the death in the arena below. Good God. I just can't imagine the gravity of that situation. It's like, hey, come on, kids, let's go watch someone die. Now we're like, hey, let's go watch Toy Story. I'm glad we've progressed, at least in that regard, that we don't like to, we don't find it entertaining to go watch people stab each other to death. So it said wild animals such as lions, tigers, and bears were often introduced to keep things interesting. They so needed TV back then. It usually resulting in human participants getting mauled to death, much to the crowd's delight. Oof. Now archaeologists working on uncovering evidence of what went on at the Colosseum in its prime have discovered a number of intriguing finds that in what was once the building's sewers. I can't even say it. God. Corn. I'll just say it. I don't know if that's what they found, but anyway. The finds, which include the remains of olives, fruits, and nuts. The remains. Oh, no. Provide a unique insight into the diet of people who once attended events at the Colosseum 2,000 years ago. Yeah, they probably didn't have corn then. The bones of some wild animals used in the arena, such as big cats and bears, that would have been forced to fight one another to the death, were also found. These finds offer a look at the experiences and habits of those who came to this place during the long days dedicated to the performances. They call them performances. Eesh. Said Colosseum Archaeological Park Director Alfonsina Russo. Well, yeah, I'm sure. There's some of the things they've dug up from the sewers. Guess they didn't chew their nuts either. Anyway, I don't know what to say. Yeah, you know where those have been. So I guess they're good archaeological examples, but probably not as fetid as they once were. But yeah, that's pretty wild. I think it is cool, I mean, honestly, because it is a window in time, and certainly we look at those distant pasts as these nearly alien kind of experiences, but truly, in a lot of ways, things haven't changed a whole bunch. I'm sure the Coliseum kind of crowd wasn't a lot different than a hockey crowd or a football crowd, whether it's NFL or the FIFA. The same things hold true. I wonder if they'll be digging through our arenas someday. In the sewers of our arenas. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, folks. But anyway, good God. There you go. First article. Hope you guys feel like you're a little more informed than you were before. I didn't say better informed. I just said informed. So I guess it's kind of a different job digging through sewers. That's one place to find stuff, I guess. All right, let's go to the next one. And this one is from Steven Spielberg, having to do with Steven Spielberg. From unexplained-mysteries.com, Steven Spielberg believed his DVD of Paranormal Activity was haunted. Ooh. The iconic movie director had his own paranormal experience after watching a pre-release copy of the original 2007 movie. Steven Spielberg is certainly no stranger to paranormal movies, having co-written the 1982 classic Poltergeist, but what is perhaps not as well known is his involvement with the more recent movie Paranormal Activity, the original entry into the highly successful found footage franchise. Before its original release, the movie was considered by several big film companies for distribution across the United States, and one of these was DreamWorks, a subsidiary of Steven Spielberg's own production company, Amblin. Because of this, Spielberg was provided with a pre-release DVD copy of the film to watch at home. According to reports, he'd gone ahead and watched, though, through the movie, only to find, to his surprise, that he was unable to open his bedroom door afterwards because it had locked all on its own. Ooh, that's kind of creepy. I guess I can turn off this and this. There we go. So he couldn't even get out of his own bedroom afterwards. Oof. He was eventually able to get the door open by calling a locksmith, but the experience left him surprisingly shaken because he believed that the Paranormal Activity DVD was responsible. He ended up returning the disc in a trash bag. Wow. It's a bit of a critic. The experience didn't stop him from liking the film, however, and after providing the funds for an alternative ending to be shot, he gave the whole movie his blessing. The resulting release made a whopping $200 million on a budget of just $215,000. Wow. Whoa, sorry. I guess I'm channeling my own little demon there. Sorry about that. That's dinner. That's kind of like the Blair Witch thing. I think that was filmed was like $30,000, and then it went on to do the huge business in the box office. But yeah, I think that's pretty fantastic. Is it possible that Paranormal Activity can spike after watching a movie like that or discussing the paranormal? Absolutely. I think absolutely it will. It can. I don't mean to say it will. And I think that has to do with, maybe it's a term that an ancient term was referred to as magnetism, that by speaking about things, you draw them to you. And so could that be the case for something like this? Maybe. It is very peculiar, but yeah, I don't know. Very interesting. So I guess Steven Spielberg had a pretty amazing encounter himself. I mean, he was just locked in his bedroom, but that obviously was enough to shake him up because his bedroom door didn't normally lock by itself, apparently. So that might be a little bit paranormal, but I guess enough that he believed it at any rate. So let's get to the next one. This one is from unexplained-mysteries.com. And yeah, this is still a recent one. We got to go into the archives a little bit tonight. But this one is another report from Loch Ness. And kind of exciting, I guess. But Nessie Hunter captures footage of 10-foot black shape moving in Loch Ness. This by T.K. Randall, November 24th. A veteran Loch Ness monster hunter has spotted something unusual moving through the waters of Scotland's most famous loch. 58-year-old Eoin, I don't know, Fowdhagen. Okay. Sorry if I'm brutalizing that name, but I'm just a Midwestern guy, and there's only so much my mouth can do. Who is certainly no stranger to hunting Nessie, given that he has reported several sightings over the years, had been monitoring the live feed from the Visit Inverness Loch Ness, VILN, webcam near Fort Augustus when he spotted something moving in the water. I noticed a splash and movement on the screen coming into view on the right, and a long black shape, and I immediately started a screen recording of this object, he said. I got excited because it remained on the surface of the water, moving very slowly, unlike a large fish that would leap out of the water but then would submerge. This object was no fish, or log for that matter. It was moving in a controlled speed, slow, unlike a log, which would be moving with the current. I believe it's a live creature. The footage, which can be viewed below, certainly shows something in the water, but it's difficult to discern exactly what it could be. The sighting is the 7th this year, with the last one being back in October. I believe in the Loch Ness Monster after witnessing a live sighting back in July 1987, said Yoin. I don't know how the hell to pronounce that. My apologies. I think my video and photos on Saturday have proven the existence of the monster and brought her from folklore into reality. Well, no, you caught something in the water, but how you could say that there's a 10-foot black shape moving in the water and that's Nessie, that's a huge leap. I don't know. We can look at it here for those of you on YouTube. I'm going to kill the sound and we'll just look at the video. I guess he's zooming in there or zooming out. What the hell just happened? Is there anything going on? How long is this? Jesus, this is long. I don't know where it is. I don't. Is it this? Or is it that? I don't know. I don't know what we're looking at here. Oh, that might. That's just a smudge on my screen. I'm seeing something on my screen that's obviously not there. I don't know. I'm looking, trying to find anything here that might be indicative of a dark shape. Oh, here we go. Okay, there's what he's pointing at. Why did he zoom back out? Zoom in. I don't know. I don't think that that's conclusive at all. But there you have it. It's obviously very low quality, so we don't know much about what he saw. But for him to draw a distinction like, well, I just caught Nessie. I proved it. It's done. I mean, God, if it was that easy, Bigfoot is a foregone conclusion then as well. But that's still a struggle to get the acknowledgments of the existence of that, and UFOs and everything else, ghosts, etc. If it was just as simple as providing a little footage, circling it, and saying, "I found it, we're done," then my God, I'd be out of a job. I'd be out of a job here. So whatever the case is. Good luck to him and good on him for continuing his efforts. But certainly the more evidence that's brought forward about these kind of things, the better for the entire community. But I don't think he's nailed the case shut here or anything. I think he's maybe onto something. Who knows? But I didn't see anything so convincing in that footage that I would be like, oh, yeah, that dude caught Nessie. But whatever the case. Again, from unexplained-mysteries.com, the next article up is 40% of the world's population believes in witches, study claims. This is a topic that I always have problems with because there's a religion, or at least an observance. Maybe it's not best classified as a religion per se, but it's an observance that's called witchcraft, and the practitioners of which are called witches. So it's like saying, I believe in Mormons. Of course there's Mormons. Of course there's Buddhists. Of course there's, Christians. Of course there's, Muslims or whatever. It's like saying I believe in witches is really kind of a weird statement to me because they are not in and of themselves supernatural beings. They are human beings. So how do they say 40% of people believe in witches? Well, maybe that means believe in magic. I don't know what that means, but that statement is certainly an odd one to make because it's an observance of natural rhythms and patterns and operating within them for the best return or recourse. But to say you believe in witches to me is a real weird statement. But let's see what it says. Belief in witches and witchcraft is so widespread that in some countries, as many as 9 in 10 people believe in them. Witches have been a staple of superstitious belief for millennia. See, there it's okay. But now I wonder if they're talking about like the crones and, the old crone apparitions and things such as that, if they're calling that witches, because that's certainly not one and the same, not by definition. But at any rate, let's see. Witches have been the staple of superstition belief for many millennia, but while the idea that there are those who can inflict curses or injuries on others using supernatural powers might seem like something relegated to the distant past, it is still remarkably prevalent even in modern first world countries. well, I think, anybody can cast a, quote unquote curse on somebody. I think people do it unknowingly all the time when they just envision somebody with hatred and share hateful stories of them. That's kind of like a curse. You're sending them negative energy. So, the whole idea that, this is something relegated to the supernatural, I think it's absolutely natural. Energy follows intention. That's a basic premise of universal energy, and at least in esoteric circles that I'm familiar with. So I don't know. I don't like that statement. But anyway, this fact has been brought into sharp focus by the results of an extensive Pew Research Center study, which polled 140,000 people from 95 countries, excluding China and India, over a 9-year period. Do you believe in the evil eye, or that certain people can cast curses or spells that cause bad things to happen to someone? The survey question asked. The overall results suggested that as many as 4 in 10 people worldwide believe in witchcraft, with women, young people, and those who live in cities more likely to answer yes. More affluent individuals, including those of higher paid jobs and higher levels of education, were more likely to vote no. Probably more likely not to answer your question, honestly. While those in poverty were more likely to vote yes. Those with strong religious beliefs also shared a higher likelihood of believing in witchcraft. There were also significant differences between countries, with, for example, 91% of those in Sweden voting no, and a whopping 90% of those in Tunisia voting yes. Overall, religious and witchcraft beliefs, both centered on the key role of supernatural powers in life, go hand in hand, the researchers wrote. Well, yeah, I don't know. Again, the premise is really bizarre to me, because it's, of course, there's witches, self-proclaimed or otherwise, but, I don't understand. I guess I don't know. It just confuses me. I believe in witches. Really? Okay, well, that's good. I'm sure they appreciate that. All right, let's get to the next one. Here we go. This again is from unexplained-mysteries.com. I better watch my time. I got 2 minutes, so this might be the last one. This one's from 2011. It's a weird one. Apparently, we all owe this person some money, or gratitude anyway. Because from 2011, the world of the bizarre, woman claims ownership of the sun. Yeah, see, we thought it was free, but it turns out not so much, maybe. Angeles Duran claims that she has officially registered ownership of the sun and will be charging for its use. How do you meter that, I wonder? There was no snag. I backed my claim legally. I'm not stupid. Okay. I know the law, she says, but I did it, but anyone else could have done it. It simply occurred to me first. Angeles Duran, a 49-year-old woman from Salvaterra do Minho, Spain, has gone one step further. She's gone to her local notary public and claimed ownership of the sun. Well, good luck with all that. I don't understand that at all. There's a whole bucket of stupid in this one. But I guess I'll save the rest of the news for tomorrow when Sheldon's with me, and we'll go into more of this. But yeah, I guess we owe this woman a great debt of gratitude, because thanks for the sun, Angelus. We appreciate it. And yeah, keep it up. Keep up the good work. I don't know. All right, that's going to conclude our newscast for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to the rest of the show. We're going to go to break, folks. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes for more of the Paranormal Portal. Coming up, the questions of the week and so much more. Don't go away. Oh my God, we're back at it. I told you I'd be right back, and look what's happened. Here we are. Yep, if you stick around through the breaks, you're just going to continue to be entertained. That's my mission in life anyway. The phone lines are now open if you want to call in. That is always an opportunity for you guys to participate as well. Again, if you want anything pointed out that you said something in the chat or something, do an @ in Paranormal Portal. Then that should be, that will give me a nice orange box to see your comment. But at the very least, just make it all capitals or something. That maybe I'll see. No guarantees. No guarantees that I'll see anything, but I try to see some things. And got that going for us, I guess. So we got a lot of things going on here tonight. Now we're about to jump into the next segment of our show, which is we have a Discord community, ladies and gentlemen, and we'd love for you to be involved. We'd love for you to get involved and to become a part of it yourself, because there's a bunch of amazing people over there, and they're having awesome discussions about all of the topics that we cover here on the show, whether it's cryptids, ghosts, UFOs, extraterrestrials, strange phenomena, Dogman, Bigfoot, you name it. There's a discussion thread about those. And I put in the YouTube chat the Discord link if you want to get involved there. Love to see you over there. And Jim and I see you over on TFR as well, so I'll put it in there. I don't see Bam tonight. He must be busy with family. That's okay. I understand. It's a busy weekend for a lot of people because Thanksgiving is a bunch of stuff. Oh, I love you too, 12 Pearls. Thank you. Always love to love. Hi, Maggie. That's how you do it. That gets my attention, both of those. Jumped right out of the screen at me, so it's easier for me to see if you do the @ Paranormal Portal, because it puts a big box around it, an orange boundary or whatever. And I can see those more easily. So back to Discord. We have a Discord channel, but not only that, but we've started a thread in our Discord channel that's called Questions of the Week. And so we're going to get to that now. So hope you guys are ready. It's time to dive in. All right, so this is the Discord question of the week. Here's a depiction of our Discord channel right here. A lot of times the questions, I guess if he replies, it also puts in the orange box. Okay. The questions will appear in this thread right here. Over here is all the different discussion threads on our Discord, including news, donations, rules. Admin or mods have a section in here. I don't think we ever use it, but it's there. There's even Discord tutorials. So if you're new to Discord, create an account, use the link that I sent in the chats, and you can join. And then if you're not really familiar with Discord, take a look at the Discord tutorial group right here, and that'll walk you through some ways to use Discord. That was a suggestion, I think, by Cashew, but I might be wrong. I think it was Cashew, Gesundheit, or 12 Pearls. Somebody suggested that, so it's there. But here is the questions of the week, and basically what this is I ask some paranormally related question just to see what you guys all think. And we've had so many wonderful responses to this from all of you guys. There's a core group that definitely responds to about everything I put up there. But then sometimes some of the other people that are involved in the channel get over there as well and give your 2 cents. Now, there are no wrong answers. There's no right answers. We just don't know. So whatever you think is wonderful, because we all look at things differently. And I think that's one of the strengths of the Paranormal Portal, is that I've always wanted to encourage people to participate in the discussions, because you all bring something incredible to the table. And many times you've helped me to make sense of some questions I got in my head. So it's definitely better by discussion and better by virtue of a group of people, throwing ideas at it, than it is just for me to throw ideas at it. So this is the question of the week. And so what we do is, before every live show, there's a new question. And then during the live show, I read the question and then read the responses that were submitted. Now, those of you that are chatting in the live show are welcome to respond to it as well in the YouTube chat if you want, or if you're on TFR, you could certainly respond there. I'll look both places, but I think since Gemini's just over there, there probably won't be a response. But no offense, Gemini. I mean, just because, you're alone over there. But let's get into it. So my question of the week, and I got to lean into this because I don't know how to blow this font up. my eyes are getting worse as they get older. So I'm almost off the screen. Yeah, see. So I'm trying to stay on the screen as I do this. But the question of the week for tonight, Friday show, is many have claimed that aliens are here to farm genetic material, that perhaps they are a futuristic version of ourselves, but have lost the ability to procreate. Others suggest they are collecting genetic material and creating hybrids to better exist in our world. What do you think? So many times in many claims have to deal with possibly sampling, harvesting, investigating people, or running tests on them. And many believe that it has to do with the genetics, that they are monitoring our genetic code, and perhaps maybe in some distant past they were part of creating who we were. Of course, that idea is out there, but it also involves pregnancies. There's these mysterious pregnancies that occur in a out of nowhere, and then they're gone out of nowhere, like the mother's no longer pregnant, and it's not like she just went through a miscarriage or something. That's just gone. The baby's gone. There's no damage that can be observed, but are they harvesting these embryos to further experiment or create hybrids, or who knows? So those are some questions that were out there, and I don't know what to make of the phenomena myself. I certainly can't be sure that that's what they're doing anyway, but I've certainly heard the claims, and it made me wonder, well, what do people think is going on here? So that's why I asked the question. So the first response was ZX81V2, who's always been phenomenal on his responses, and is always engaged in these discussions over here. He also runs the Kev Baker Discord, which is always, if you're a Kev Baker fan and still want to get in touch with all of the discussions and things that are going on, ZX is still keeping that active, and it's still an ongoing community over there, so definitely get involved. It says, okay, imagine this scenario. Humans figure out how to travel across space and far planets and find low-tech life forms. At this point, what happens? The humans start to study the creatures, abducting some of them, and doing tests. Humans would do more damage than any ET life form out there. Hate the movie, but Avatar, but this is exactly what humans would do. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a greed element that definitely follows us, which is really tragic. If they originally seeded the planets, perhaps they're just keeping an eye on the experiments they started an eon ago. All stories eventually point back to the Anunnaki and the creation myth legend story of Enki and Enlil, amongst others. If we are an experiment, it makes sense that they keep track of the experiment too. We were not created by a god, we were created by the gods, as they were called by man. As things stand in today's world, I wouldn't rule out any possibilities. Yeah. And I think that's a fair assessment. Certainly the Anunnaki epoch is interesting as a possible explanation for what happened in the distant past. Paradox Fossil says, I believe it's our outside of time selves and others, and it's about the timeless and quantum cloning. And he goes on to say, quantum cloning, it's when your future self, let's say 1 hour from now, is taken somewhere else. Your present self continues to move through time to fill in the gap left by your future self, aka clone. Huh. That's an interesting take. So that's a really interesting take, actually, because if there is a timeline, if there is a Euclidean timeline, whereas, past, present, future, it's all a constant flow. Then if a future of ourself, if somehow the aliens could peer forward and take us from our future moment, even though we're actually still existing in our present time space, would we then not experience that when we got up to that time space, or do they somehow subvert it? And I don't know how that works. If it's a conundrum to me, but it's a fascinating angle to look at. Rachel says, I think it could be both humans from the future or aliens seeking to creating human hybrids. The possibility that it's future humans goes along with the idea that they know where Earth is, so whatever time travel technology they have, they can target the planet easily. It being aliens is something else entirely. The photo taken by Voyager 1 on February 14th, 1980, from a distance of approximately 3.7 billion miles from Earth, called the pale blue dot, it shows how immensely big outer space is. We can say aliens have tracked our radio signals to find Earth, but there's possible records of aliens visiting Earth long before the radio technology existed. Yeah, good point. The odds of an alien race discovered this planet are very large, but not impossibly large, of course. Perhaps aliens visit planets in the Goldilocks zone, also called the circumstellar habitable zone, where the planet is just the right distance from the sun. Since humans have built that technology to study the distant planets, aliens would have even greater technology to find Goldilocks zone and explore it. Possibly exploit the DNA of us humans to live here. They probably can tell the age of our sun and predict much more accurately its life cycle to know this solar system is. I don't know. It will be a question for the ages, I guess. What are they doing here? Why are they here? What do they want? What do they need? What do they want? What do they hope for? Are they here to help us marshal in a new age? Are they here to just watch us? Are they the prison guards of old, if this was a prison planet of some sort? Are they just helpful intelligences that are watching us become, more of a interstellar race? I don't know. Again, it's very, very curious questions, but I really appreciate all the feedback. Was there any in the chat? Colleen says, I asked you earlier if you have heard Joel Thomas on Tony's show about the Nephilim babies. No, I've seen that Tony released some shows called the Nephilim babies, but I haven't listened to them personally. But I know that I want to. It's just I wish I had more time to absorb what everyone else is doing as much as I have to focus on what I'm doing. But yeah, I think Tony does an amazing show, and he certainly works harder than I think anybody to put out the best shows, and including new directions that he's taking his Merkle Media. So I have a lot of great respect for what Tony's doing, and I'm a bit envious, actually. He's really moved the ball, and he's really working towards some incredible vision. But no, I haven't listened to it yet, Colleen. I hope to, and I will at some point, maybe in the next coming days. I do from time to time throw on Sasquatch Chronicles as I'm sitting here working or something. If it's not something I need to actively listen to that I'm working on, then I do put on things to pass the time and keep me going as I'm writing or doing something else. So. But yeah, thank you for the question. I'm sure it's fascinating, and I can't comment any more on what it means, but I imagine has something to do with the offspring of the Nephilim with human people, and the continued generations that have developed as a result of that unusual union. And we'll leave it there. Sasquatch Chronicles, the host, is such a pleasant dude with such manners. Yeah, Nate. Wes is phenomenal. Wes has been an incredible friend to me and an incredible mentor. He really, for some unknown reason, he's really taken the Paranormal Portal in under his wing, so to speak. And I couldn't be happier and more honored to have a person like that helping me move the vision forward. So yeah, Wes is great. He's just an entirely selfless person. He really is. I've never met a more giving person, and more. What's the way I want to say it? He's willing to help you in any way possible, and that is just such a rare and incredible commodity. So I'm very fortunate to be able to call him a friend. So, but yeah, Nate, you're absolutely right. So this has been the Discord question of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be posting another question after the show tonight for tomorrow's show. So if you get involved in our Discord community, and I'll put the link out there again, just to be sure that you guys got it. And if you're interested in joining and becoming part of the discussions, all of them over there, not just the questions of the week, but just getting involved, because each one of the groups that we show here on the that I'm showing you on the page, it's Dogman. I mean, there's links to different videos and stuff that people have found. I'm lagging. There we go. But it's just, every one of these groups has just been populated by some incredible videos. And from time to time, when I find something interesting, I'll post it there as well for you guys to check out. But it's just a great way to share. Hey, look what I found. Check it out. What do you guys think? And the community's just been incredible. So by all means, get involved if you don't mind. Thank you. My antivirus just let me know everything's good. Thank you, antivirus. All right, so that wraps it up for this segment of the show. So thank you to everybody that participated in the Discord question of the week. Thank you to our Discord community. You guys are amazing. All of you guys are amazing, both during the live shows and the Discord show. But yeah, I really appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun with these questions of the week and hearing what you guys think. That to me is the most amazing part. So let's wrap this up and move along. Yeah, I should probably change the screens first. Nice job, producer. What am I doing? All right. Is the YouTube stream working pretty good? That antivirus is very good to keep you informed. Yeah, it is, huh, John? Usually the only time you hear from him is like, oh, we caught this. Oh, geez, what do you want to do? But it's nice when it says, hey, everything's good. You're right. It's kind of positive reinforcement. Is the stream okay on YouTube? Okay, I'm watching on YouTube. All good. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just, every once in a while I get messages from YouTube, and it's like, hey, you're not sending enough. It's not getting enough video. So I don't know. Maybe it was lagging for a moment, but it's all caught up. A bit buffery, aggravated progressive says. Huh, I wonder why. Okay. I mean, I got a fiber connection here, and on my production software that talks to YouTube, everything looks green, but YouTube's whining about it. I don't know. Hopefully it's okay. If it's a little laggy, I do apologize. So, so let's continue on here. I guess we're going to get into the article that I was going to start. We got about 6 minutes left. You know what? Actually, we'll go into a different article. There's an article we've been working through. We'll hit a couple of these, and then we'll go to break, and then we'll come back and look at the Prison Planet claim article and talk about that, and then we'll come back to this other article. But first off, this is one we've been going through for a few shows now. It's from factinate.com. And it's experiences unforgettable creepy moments. People that experienced incredible, unforgettably creepy moments. Sorry, I'm just beating the hell out of everything here. All right, so we're on number 21 on this article. I hope I closed that. Probably didn't. Nope, I didn't. All right. I'm just a rookie here. What the hell? All right, so factinate.com brings us this article, and this is Unforgettable Creepy Moments. We're on number 21. It says, my dad and I both feel that there's something outside the gates at my cottage. I don't really know how to describe it. It just feels like there's something incredibly evil, some entity just outside the gates when you go near there at night. It's sort of similar to the feeling you get when someone is staring at you, but less human, if that makes any sense. as well as an intense wave of fear. Anyway, one night about 3 years ago, we're having a bonfire with a bunch of the family, and I'm fairly sure it was Thanksgiving weekend. And the topic naturally turns to ghost stories. You're having food coma from yesterday. Yeah, maybe, John. After a few stories, my cousin mentions that he always gets creeped out walking near the cottage gate at night, and he describes the feeling as like being watched, coupled with intense fear. Of course, we three idiots decide to go over there and check it out. I should mention that both my dad and cousin had a few drinks. It's always, they got their beer courage. They weren't falling over themselves, though. It was completely sober. I was completely sober. So we get to the gate, and we all feel a bit creeped out. Of course we do. We were just hyping up this creepy swamp creature. Therefore, to really test this out, we decide to go out on the road and walk down the hill toward the swamp. Oof. My dad and cousin were talking smack and basically daring whatever it was to prove it exists. I'm just hoping nothing happens and we can just go back to the warm bonfire. All of a sudden, my dad is upside down, and then he's on the ground. Jeez. It looked like he was picked up by his ankles and turned upside down before being dropped. There is no way it could have happened like it did if he had simply slipped downhill. He's a pretty big guy and not super nimble. So we helped my dad back up on his feet and basically sprinted back to the fire. My dad had a big scrape on his face, and no one believed our story. Well, I wouldn't have either if I hadn't actually seen it. That was by Lizzie Nader. Lizzie Nader. Yeah, that's there's an old saying. Never challenge the universe, because something might actually answer. So you don't put out these bold claims like, you want to show me you're real, you show me now. I don't believe in you. And it's like then something throws you into a wall or you start choking or something. I mean, granted, those things don't happen often, but they do happen. They do happen. There's plenty of paranormal investigators who have tried provoking. They get all mad and start yelling and demanding something happens. Next thing you know, they're slammed against a wall, and grabbed by the throat. They could have handprints on their throat. Is it true? Well, they say it is. So I don't know. I just don't think it's wise to challenge what we don't understand, because what do you do if it answers? Just food for thought. All right, number 22, near miss. I was about 19, living with a roommate in an apartment complex. Occasionally, I get mild bouts of insomnia, but nothing serious. Usually just a delay in my bedtime of an extra hour or 3 hours. Extra 2 or 3 hours. One night, I just suddenly cannot sleep. Nothing will get me to relax, and eventually just give up and just sit in the front room, playing Heavy Rain all night, as it had just come out a few days ago. The next day, I head off for work, exhausted with 0 hours of sleep. I get a chilling text from my roommate. It read, "Dude, there are officers all over the apartment complex. Apparently 9 apartments, including our downstairs neighbor, were broken into last night with people home sleeping. Some people even reported things being stolen from the rooms they were sleeping in." It hit me that had I not stayed up all night and left the light on in the front room, I would have been robbed or worse. That was by Plushy Cthulhu. Yeah, that's all kinds of rotten. I mean, that's a great, intervention of sorts. 12 Pearls. Love seeing you host on Bigfoot Odyssey, Brent. Always have. Will always admire your skills. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I like going over there and hosting with Daniela. It's been a lot of fun. So I'm going to put this on hold here, and we're going to get back to the article and the Prison Planet article, and when we come back, and then we'll revisit that for a little bit. Then we got some cryptid reports to go over when we hit the cryptid corner. So there's a lot more to come, folks. So I hope you guys are ready. It's just getting good here on the portal. Do not go away. I will be taking attendance.
Play their games. Everybody loves to place their bets. They don't understand the price I paid. They don't care to comprehend. Trace their lines upon my body, dripping scars across my heart. Raging anger pours inside me as their lies keep falling apart. With my silence, I am not a stupid boy. No more breaking me with kindness, just you dance upon my joy. Leading me with empty promise, you're just another fucking mess. Taking off the slice of my sanity, just make sure that you're well fed.
A nightmare from which they cannot wake.
I can't see you, Mommy. Where are you?
I've never sensed anything like it. Caroline is not like those she's with. They're attracted to the one thing about her that is different from themselves. Her life force. It is very strong. It gives off its own illumination. It is a light that implies life and memory of love and home. and earthly pleasures. Something they desperately desire, but can't have anymore. Right now, she's the closest thing to that.
Poltergeists are usually associated with an individual. Hauntings seem to be connected with an area. A house, usually.
Poltergeist disturbances are of fairly short duration, perhaps a couple of months. Hauntings can go on for years.
All right, folks. Oh, hold on. We're in hour number 2. Told you I was going to do I'm going to do attendance because we're going to do shout outs now for those of you that are here in the YouTubes. Let's see who's here. If you want to be on the shout out list, you got to type something though, unfortunately. Lurking, I won't see that you're there, but so far we've got actively chatting. We have 12 pearls, aggravated progressive, Colleen Bowman, Deb Varner, Ghost Magnet 81, Haxer's here. Oop, Elaine just popped in. I am Pam, John Stevenson, Lily Pond, Maggie M10, Mere Nuisance. Somebody else just popped in. Father Mike, how you doing? Father Mike was on the podcast with me talking about demons. He's an exorcist, which is awesome. And a hell of a nice guy. Or, sorry, Father Mike, just an amazingly nice guy. It's like you ever say something and just want to grab the words back and put them back in your mouth. Yeah, that's my life right there. Where was I? Let's see. John Stevenson. Excuse me. Good God. Lily Pond is here. Maggie M10. Mere Nuisance. Nathan Nates. Ninja Dave is here. Opal Demetria. That's a cool name. Opal Demetria. Hi, Opal. Nice to meet you. It's a new name. I haven't met you before, but thanks for coming in. Paradox Fossils. I'm here. Portal Mom's here. How you doing, Portal Mom? Rachel gets it right. Ruger Ridge. Ruthie Castro. The Fourth Color. Tracy Gale and Wonder Woman. If I missed you, Cannabis Resolution popped in too. How you doing, Naysay? Good to see you guys. And Deb, it's good to see you in here. Thank you. Diane Fowler popped up. So awesome. I think I got everybody now. If I'm wrong, then say, hey. Father Mike. It's just, what do you do? Mike is a great guy. Father Mike is awesome. Hell of a thing to say to an exorcist. Well, sorry, Father Mike. But yeah, it was a fascinating a discussion that we had and just an incredibly nice guy. So say hello to Father Mike. He's been following the show pretty closely too. He emails me once in a while when I say something stupid. He'll email me, so I appreciate it. Which unfortunately means he's got to email me quite often. So. That's great. All right, so let's continue on here. I wanted to get to this article. I'm kind of excited about this because I've heard this idea that some people believe that the whole thing is we're put here because we're misbehaving somewhere else. I don't know. And could that be possible? I think anything's possible. I really do. So let's get to this. This article is from Hows and Wise. And this one looks pretty good. What is this? Wait a minute. What did I miss? Sent a shout out to Sherman Sheldon. Oh, yeah. I don't think he's probably, he might be listening. I don't know if he's here or not, but he's always here in spirit if he's not here. You're too hard on yourself, Brent. No, the thing is that I have no problem having fun with myself as well. It's like, I know anytime you're doing a live show, you're going to say stupid things. It's just part of the game. Yeah, because everything you say has got to come from the hip. And sometimes your hip is just all wrong. And then it comes out, it's like, oh, God, I wish I could grab that back. But, you just got to own it after that and have fun with it because there's nothing you can do. So I'm okay with laughing at myself and having a good time with it because this show is supposed to be fun. That's my objective, is that the Paranormal Portal's a fun show. It's not, let's talk about all the spooky stuff and keep it real dark. It's like, oh, come on. This stuff is dark enough all by itself. It doesn't need the theatrics. I love theatrics, don't get me wrong. Obviously, look at this wall behind me. But, I just think it's much more down to earth and engaging to just have a good time with it. This is amazing phenomena, and we'll just enjoy ourselves as we dig into it. Keeping it real, trying to. Brent, that's why we love you. Oh, thank you, Maggie. I love you guys too. You guys are fantastic. Tracy says I entertain myself frequently. Yeah, hips out of joint, but my mouth ain't. Well, sometimes the mouth is too close to the hip. But it is what it is. You just got to have a good time with it. So this is the article from Hows and Whys that I was talking about. And this is apparently comes from an alien to a U.S. Air Force flight nurse, interviewed alien named Errol, AIRL, and said Earth was an alien prison before 30,000 BCE. That's really, really interesting. And you got to think about some of those strange mummies that were discovered with the elongated craniums and stuff. Was it were we the inmates, or did we just happen along? And before that, we were just living very simply out on the plains or in the wilds, but they had maybe set up places for. Wouldn't it be something to find out that the Giza Plateau is just the guard towers or something? It's like, oh yeah, that's where we watch the inmates. You never know. Maybe they had to build them. Who knows? The Roswell incident has always been a core of all aliens and UFO mysteries that we have seen in the last several decades. Officially, it was never claimed the alien craft crashed in New Mexico in 1947. That's not necessarily true, though. But many people of the time stated to have seen alien craft that day. There are dozens of stories that tell us that aliens were rescued after the crash and possibly survived. This is by Vicky Verna, by the way. Where was it? Possibly survived. It is evident that the government will always deny it. However, some individuals and officials believe the alien rescue story and said the UFO crash was real. According to the excerpts from the notes and documents of Matilda O'Donnell McElroy, Senior Master Sergeant, Women's Army Air Force Medical Corps, she interviewed an alien named Errol who told her where they had come from, and why they came to the Earth. Matilda was only 23 years old when she interviewed the alien through telepathy. She was the only person at the base who had the ability to talk with beings through her mind. In her interview with Errol, she found out that the alien was not a biological being and had a female-like appearance, and also had not been injured during the crash. She noted that the alien was the size of a small child and was the only survivor among 3 crew members of the ship that had crashed in New Mexico. Her body was made of synthetic material, which means she was an alien robot, controlled by the higher order being. According to the book Alien Interview 2008, which is based on the notes and documented interviews by Matilda O'Donnell McElroy, the UFO was made of the same material as the alien body. It was controlled by the mind and thoughts. And there's some clips, I guess, from it, or from the back of the book. The author of the book, Lawrence R. Spencer, claims to have received a letter from Matilda where she disclosed information about the series of interviews with Errol. She wrote that the Domain Expeditionary Force, a race of beings, had been conducting operations in the solar system for the past 10,000 years and using the asteroid belt as an intergalactic base. Matilda was assigned as the flight nurse in the 509th Bomb Wing. She asked several questions to Errol about her civilization, star system, and history. From their conversations, it was known that Errol had come from a place called Domain. As Matilda described, the place was not just a planet of one galaxy, but a number of galaxies. The alien said that her home, birthplace, was full of power, knowledge, and wisdom. Her planet had 2 stars and 3 moons. Matilda noted that Errol did not give her any information related to her language or the location of her planet. She was uncertain about the intentions of military officers, and that made her refuse to disclose any secret information to humans. The nurse called it a serious sign because if aliens did not find themselves safe on Earth, then it could become a big problem for humans. Errol called her civilization very powerful, extremely ancient, and above all, their only goal was to progress. In the letter, McElroy wrote, "Mankind needs to know the answers to questions which are contained in these documents. Who are we? Where did we come from? What is our purpose on Earth? Is there intelligent life elsewhere in the universe? Why have they not contacted us? It is vital that people understand the devastating consequences to our physical and spiritual survival if we fail to take effective action to undoing the long-standing and pervasive effects of an alien intervention on Earth." When Matilda asked Errol how long she had been visiting Earth, her answer was, "Long before humans." In her footnotes, Matilda wrote, "Earth is a small planet of a rim star of a galaxy. This makes Earth very isolated geographically from the more concentrated planetary civilizations which exist toward the center of the galaxy. These obvious facts have made the Earth suitable for use only as a zoological or botanical garden and for its current use as a prison. But not much else." Really? How about our home, maybe? Before 30,000 BCE, Earth started being used as a dumping ground and prison for ISBEs, who were judged untouchable, meaning criminal or nonconformists. ISBEs were captured, encapsulated in electronic traps, and transported to Earth from various parts of the old empire. Underground amnesia stations were set up on Mars and on Earth in the Rwenzori Mountains in Africa, in the Pyrenees Mountains of Portugal, and in the steppes of Mongolia. Matilda's story sounds a bit like a sci-fi movie, fiction movie, where she talks about intergalactic travels. In 2009, a short CGI film, the Esma 2008, was released on YouTube by Esma Movies, in which a playful child, alien, with deviant behavior was turned into a human and exiled to Earth by ETs after he disturbed the peace on their planet. The video has a strange concept, but somehow it is similar to what Matilda said about Earth as a prison for IBEs who were sent here, encapsulated in electronic traps. And there's a video embedded on here too, and I'll put a link to the actual story in the chats, and you guys can check it out whenever you'd like. I'll put it in Discord as well, because I think that's pretty interesting, and I will want to check it out later too. So I'm going to go to the UFO section, and I'm going to put it in here. I don't know why my pasting is not working. I just can't paste anything in here. What is this? Disable. I don't want that. Let's do this. Maybe now it'll work. Nope. I don't know what the hell's wrong. I can't put it in there, but if somebody can put it in Discord, that's part of our community, I would appreciate it. That would be great, but I apparently can't in my my own Discord community. So very cool article. I've never heard of this woman that was having these contacts, but again, what is the name of the book? Alien Interview, which was apparently published in 2008. And it was based on the notes and documented interviews by Matilda O'Donnell McElroy. So it sounds very, very interesting. So could it be true? Again, who am I to say? I don't know. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's not unprecedented, I guess. There's been an idea in some circles that's exactly what happened here. And I guess it kind of stands to reason, right? Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate it. It stands to reason that we have things like Pumapunka, which we can't readily explain how, megatons of granite were, machined with laser precision that you can't even slide a piece of paper between blocks. They're so incredibly fit together. And it doesn't stand to reason that people with bronze tools could have done that. Maybe they could have, but I don't know. It's a huge stretch of the imagination to imagine not only could they machine those huge blocks of granite, but then how did they move them and put them into walls, both lifting them up into a higher wall. And I just can't even fathom. It's just incredible. So however it happened, it's amazing. The Unknown, I will send you a video and the book. Oh, thank you, Unknown. I appreciate it. I'd love to check it out. Brent just put it on Discord in general. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate that. Yeah, wonderful possibilities, I guess. I would love to learn more about this. Again, it's a new concept to me, but I'd heard rumblings of this kind of thing in the past. It's like everything else. It doesn't matter what you believe. There's going to be a group of people out there that are basically reinforcing that. And I'm not casting aspersions by saying that. I'm not putting anybody down because we just don't know. And those people could be right. They could be absolutely right. It's just, how do we prove or disprove it? Well, it's unquantifiable right now, but maybe someday we'll find more information and we'll be able to cross the T's and dot the I's later. But yeah, thank you guys for your help posting in there. I don't know why I can't. Maybe I just got to close Discord and reopen it. It could just be something glitchy like that, but very cool article. And that was from howsandwhys.com. And again, the link is in the chat, so if you want to check it out, you can certainly do that. Now we got about 8 minutes left, so I'm going to revisit back to this Factinate article that we've been going through. And we'll visit a couple more. And then when we come back, we're going to do some cryptid corner reports of some strange creatures that were encountered. So both one from Sasquatch Chronicles and the others from Phantoms and Monsters, which is an excellent site as well. Both of those are amazing sites. So great information available over there. So let's get back to the article from Factinate. And this is number 23, Narrow Escape. I was out in the middle of nowhere at a musical conference my wife was presenting at. It was held in an old church retreat camp. One of her presentations ran way over, so the lodge's cafeteria was closed. With no car, no phone, this area was so remote there was no coverage for mobile. And no vending machines. The only resort was to walk to the nearest town and get food. I grabbed a coat and a flashlight and had no issue on the trip down and snagged a pizza from a spot along the highway around midnight. On the way back, it was a different story. I got a severe feeling of discomfort. I could feel eyes on me. This was out in the middle of the woods, so my first instinct was that an animal was following me. Knowing most predators like to hit from either above or behind, I turned my phone light on and kept it pointed behind me and swept my flashlight up and down as I walked. The whole way back, I heard rustlings. First along one side, then following behind. I kept a steady pace and acted cool, even though I was terrified. Shortly before I was back on the site, the feeling left. No more sounds. My wife and I enjoyed pizza and slept in. 2 days later, we got a shock from the news. A homeless woman was found less than 1,500 yards from our site that had been mauled and partially consumed in what appeared to be a cougar attack. Estimates of the time of death were the same night I went out for pizza. Oh, God. Well, that's absolutely terrifying. Wow. Again, it doesn't always have to be supernatural or paranormal things. It could just be the local fauna. That's absolutely horrid. I'm so sorry that woman went through that. Oh, what a heartbreaker. Number 24, a smack and a soak. Sounds like some of my relationships. Never mind. I don't even know what the hell that means, but it was funny in my head. Did you hear about that dude from Nevada that was raided by the FBI? Yeah, I did. I think it's really weird. He was a Area 51 researcher, is what Mere Nuisance is referring to. And apparently his home was raided. And I don't mean just like some guy showed up and said, hey, we want to see what you got. It was like a raid, like full SWAT gear kind of raid. And it's like, what kind of overkill is that? I mean, it's like, go knock on the door and say, hey, we got to look at your stuff. You might have sensitive material here. But to go in like, like you're raiding some drug lord, it's like, that's pretty frightening, actually. I don't understand that way of going about things. I'm sure they could have sent them a cease and desist and dispatched, their lawyers or whatever and confiscated stuff and just, been a whole lot nicer about it. But I don't know why. I don't pretend to know what they were after or what they found or whatever. I don't know. But the fact that the guy was an Area 51 researcher, I mean, what could he have actually gotten hold of that was that sensitive? Maybe he did. Maybe he had some real dark things going on and had gotten hold of some information from nefarious sources, let's say like some hacker or something that was able to access systems and get information. Well, if you're going to play in that pool, you kind of got to be ready for the results. But I don't know if he was just a guy sitting on the rise with a telescope, just looking at what's coming and going. Then I don't know. I guess the problem with that mere nuisance is we just don't know anything. All we know is that this guy was an Area 51 researcher and he got raided by the FBI. Maybe he had some top secret information that was leaked to him and he was starting to run with it or was going to run with it or had, tried to post it. Who knows? So there's so many things we don't know, but right on the cover of it, it sounds absolutely terrifying. It really does. But, I can't speak of any specifics because I don't know the details and I don't know what this guy, if he was brought into custody or is he out or has he released a statement? I don't know. I haven't heard it much more than just the fact that he got raided. So whatever it was, they must have felt that it was sensitive enough to justify that militaristic kind of intervention. And that's pretty scary. I mean, it's a guy's home. Maybe he's got family and kids and stuff. And I can't imagine anything more terrifying than, to have a group of armed people storming your house. That would just be horrifying. So I hope he's okay. I hope everything works out okay, but it's really pretty suspect. So a smack and a soak. We got about 3 minutes. Do I have enough time? I think so. Yeah, we can read this. My wife and I were on vacation staying at a hotel, as one does. Our last night there, I'm lying in bed trying to fall asleep, and I feel something smack my arm, which was outside the covers, not hard, but not gentle either. It wakes me fully up. And I look around and I figure it's one of those things that you just hallucinate when you're about to fall asleep. So I lay there trying to fall back asleep, but, well, I feel increasingly odd in my arm, about my arm outside the covers. So I eventually tuck it in under the covers, chastising myself the whole time, and then I fall asleep. That morning at breakfast, my wife says she has a story for me. She woke up at 1 a.m. or thereabouts because our shower was on, like fully on. This is a European room where the shower is only divided from the rest of the bathroom by myths and social convention. So the whole bathroom was soaked, and she had to wade in there and turn it off. The shower isn't a knob. It's a lever you turn counterclockwise to turn it on. And when she grabbed the lever, it took a lot of effort to move. She really fought hard, which was not how it had been previously. But she got it turned off, cocked an eyebrow, shrugged, and went back to sleep, only to wake up at 3 or so when the shower was back on again, fully on, lever turned the other way. She waded back in to shut it off, got totally creeped out, ran back to the bed, and waited for daylight. And, of course, the kicker is that she told me her story before I said anything about mine. Apparently, we had a haunted room. Yeah, that's creepy. That was by Cowboy Law. Creepy, creepy story. This is a really long article. Wow. We're not even halfway if you look at I don't know if you can see the bar. Let me move it over a little bit. You can see that this is where it is. That's the scroll bar right there. It's just a circle. It's such a long article. So we're going to be working on this one for a lot of shows, but I think they're good stories. Certainly nothing that is beyond beyond probable or possible. Certainly, I've experienced faucets turning on, and as I was in the shower, and it's a creepy feeling. It really is. I think it's creepiest because I was naked, and I don't know. But anyway, that's creepy all by itself. Believe me. Thank you. All right, last break. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes, and we'll get into the cryptids, find out about some Bigfoots and other creatures roaming about our woods. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
In a single minute, your body
Special thank you, Maggie. She gave us a $2 donation in order to say, hit the likes. So do as Maggie says. You don't want to upset her. I'm just saying. No, Wonder Woman says he said he was, this is again getting back to the guy that was FBI rated, the Area 51 researcher. He said the FBI was using him as an example, but other people have kicked off suddenly from perfect health, conveniently. Well, let me just tell you all, for the record, I feel fine, and should anything happen, I don't know. No, I'm sure I'm not a threat to anybody. I try not to be anyway. We just discuss phenomena here mostly, but yeah, that's just creepy, scary stuff. Absolutely. I don't know what to think of that. Again, there's a lot we don't know, but he's not. Apparently, he's not being charged. Mir Nuisance said, and that's weird too. I don't know. It's a strange thing. Whatever the case is, I hope it works out. I hope that he's okay, his family's okay, and it can be resolved somehow. But it's absolutely a pretty aggressive, what appears to be an overstep. But again, I don't know any of the details that they were functioning on, so it's hard to say for sure. It's easy to look at things like that with a very skeptical eye, but again, we just don't know. So I reserve any kind of judgment, I guess, until there's more to go on. But I'll have to look into it, I guess. I just don't know. All right. Let's continue on here. We're going to dive into now the Cryptid Corner, ladies and gentlemen. And this is, I usually do this in the last half hour of our show because I know we have a huge community of people from the Bigfoot world and from Dogman world. And I love the cryptids as well. I love all of this stuff because, again, any of this stuff just reminds us that we have a lot to learn, that all of these questions of all this varied phenomena are hanging in the air, whether it's ghosts, whether it's UFOs, whether it's something else. I mean, there's so many questions that we just can't possibly understand or come to answer at this point, but it just shows that we've got to really start looking. And again, Tesla said, once we invest in exploring the non-physical, the energetic, we'll make more progress in a decade than we've made in all of human history. So I'm sure the man knew what he was talking about. He was nothing short of absolutely brilliant. So if he felt there was things to be learned there, then I would bank on it personally. But it's anybody's guess. I love all the things about your show. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. It means the world to me because I'm just an idiot with a microphone. I'm just doing my best to keep you guys entertained. So it means the world that you guys are interested in being here and being a part of the journey. It's just, I can't tell you how incredible it is, but just know that I appreciate each and every one of you that are here watching the shows. Who, what, why, who? I wish I knew, Pam. All right, so let's get to the cryptid stuff. Initially, we're going to visit an article from none other than our dear friend, Mr. Wes Germer's site, SasquatchChronicles.com. And again, everybody knows the podcast. I mean, you got to be living in a cave not to know Sasquatch Chronicles. But I don't know if everybody knows about the website as a repository for some incredible pieces of information and accounts and experiences, as well as a bunch of links to other people's work. He sometimes links our work over there, which is really cool. You're not an idiot. Thanks, Jake. Jake, you're such a good kid. Thank you. That means the world. I try not to be an idiot. I try to at least be conscientious and as intellectual as I know how to be. But, again, we just don't know a lot. Just here and there, entertained and informed. Yeah, I'm glad. All right. Said Longbeard probably laying on a warm sandy beach. No, he was kind of sick, actually, Wonder Woman. Don kind of caught a bug. I don't think I gave it to him, because, we only got together that one time, and it was just for a couple hours, and it wasn't like I was hugging him and holding his hand. So I don't think I spread anything to him because I was already feeling better by then. But, unfortunately he come down with something. So hopefully he gets mended real quick. 12 Pearls, very appreciated that this community doesn't criticize our paranormal experiences. Can't thank you all enough. And of course, we have always appreciated Brent's empathy and yes, his intellectualism. Aw, thank you. Paranormal Portal is different. Thank you, D. I hope that's a good different. Actually, maybe before we go to the article, we should get to this call. Because we got a call coming in right now, and I just noticed it. So, this is area code 701. You're on the air. Who are we talking to?
Well, hello. This is Nace, a longtime listener, first-time caller tonight, November 25th, 2022.
Well, welcome to the show, Nace. How you been, brother?
I am as fantastic as the universe will allow. Thank you for asking. And yourself, my dear friend?
I'm doing well, brother. Did you have a nice holiday, or did you get together with the family, or just hang out and lay low, or what'd you do?
So we had an 18-pound turkey.
Oof, that's a big bird.
I do proclaim it is turkeyabilism that I am practicing.
Well, I think that's still legal,
but,
so you're okay.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for the Thanksgiving traditional meal, gravy and stuffing. Oh,
yeah,
Homer.
Challenge accepted. Oh, I love that stuffing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to share with the family and yourself one of the most recent experiences I've had in my, some may say, bizarre world of the unusual. Mm-hmm. So I am in front of my desk where I usually can be found, and I turn to the side and tilt back because my chair will pivot back so I can elevate my feet. So I did this over the weekend, and it was late at night, and I fell asleep for a while. But while I was sleeping, I have a dream that I'm sitting in front of my desk, and sometimes I reach down to adjust the cords that are hanging from my keyboard under the desktop. So I reach down to adjust these cords, and then all of a sudden, something grabs my hand.
Ooh.
And in the dream, I am blind. And so I'm not seeing what's touching my hand. And then I turn, and I'm like, is somebody here? And nothing is answering. And then something touches my shoulder. And then I'm like, okay, this ain't cool. You're not allowed to be here. Uh-huh. And then all of a sudden, I wake up with that night terror where you're sleep paralysis.
Yeah, yeah.
And I realize I'm tilted back, and I'm trying to talk. And I can't talk. And I'm trying to say some Anishinaabe words. That like when some people talk about invoking positivity, will it be the name of their deity or their gods? I'm doing such a thing. Uh-huh. And I'm not able to get the words out. Uh-oh. Finally, after like some major effort, I get the words out, and all of a sudden I'm feeling better. I'm kind of a little like disturbed because of the dream and because of what just happened. And so I tilt back up, and then I go, oh, geez, did I lock the front door? So I roll through the living room to go to the front door. And when I hit the threshold of the aluminum, that's not the aluminum, but the linoleum that's on the floor in front of the door, I know that within a certain distance, my toes are going to hit the front door. Mm-hmm. They don't hit the front door, and they extend out further, and they hit the screen door.
Oh, no, your door's open?
And yes.
Jeez.
And so when I roll forward, my door is completely opened, and I know for a fact that it was closed earlier because my daughter left to go to her mother's.
Wow. Yikes.
And this gave me the total willies, because being blind,
Yeah.
Anybody can sneak into my home.
Sure.
However, because of being in this home for so long, I know practically every squeak and creak of the floors,
Right.
and that's when it gets disturbing, when I experience these occurrences of where my hallway will like do the creak when somebody's walking past a certain area.
Sure.
And there's no one in the house.
Jeez. Wow.
So what's your thoughts on that one?
I'd say you got visited. I don't know by what though. That's very peculiar. I mean, what was there a vibe other than the heebie-jeebies? I mean, did you feel like something was there too, or was it just the fact that this had happened?
Well, I think part of the heebie-jeebies of what just occurred, and the whole right away, I'm just trying to utilize my, regular schooling, the American public school system, that kind of poo-poos this thing. So I'm trying to explain, well, the pressure of the house changed, and so it caused the door to push open. The door wasn't pulled tight enough for it to latch. Trying to go through all of the scenarios of how this could occur, and then of course I do try to put out my antennae, I guess you could say,
sure,
to feel a presence or anything.
Right.
And I can say there has been very few and far between times where I feel negative presence in my home. I do feel presence.
Yeah.
And there is times when I think these presents try to make their presence known, because I get that where I specifically put something somewhere and it will move like 5 inches, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what happened? I don't know. I just know the experience happened.
Are you still hanging the cedar boughs?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I still do all of my wards or, my securities. We have locks on our doors for keeping the portal safe.
Yeah.
And this is what I am taught as an Anishinaabe, that we do these ritual ceremonies that will help create wards or boundaries,
right,
to these other entities.
Yeah.
However, I continue to proclaim, do not let your ego get out of hand, because we are all gifted in certain talents, but there is always a bigger fish in the sea. And just like the bully on the schoolyard, when you start squawking about how tough you are, there more times than not will be somebody who's like, okay, how bad are you?
Yeah. That's like I said at the earlier part of the show. You don't challenge the universe because something may answer.
Absolutely. And I appreciate the opportunity to share.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on that audio clip I was telling you about.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll get that to you soon. And I'm going to reach out to that individual this weekend. So I hopefully got some wonderful presents for you. And I love you, universe. And hello to the chat. Hello, Ruthie. Hope you're doing well. And we'll talk to you sooner than later. Pegish, mi ma de z way we on. Toodles.
All right, I'll try to give you a call tomorrow, okay? And maybe we'll talk further.
Whenever you can. No pressures. Love you.
All right, love you too. Take care. All right, we get another call. I like it when you guys call. I mean, I can read articles all night, and we can read whatever I got saved up another night, but let's get to the next call. And this is area code. Lean over. It's 330. You're on the air.
Hi there. How you doing, Brent?
Hi, Dee. How are you? Good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I guess you are. Well, at you and Sheldon.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
And hugs to Naysay, and Naysay, if you need any help, you've got my number.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You know that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't do that for everybody anymore, but I would do it for friends. I would help friends with stuff.
Oh, that's
Yeah, it's me, Maggie. Anyway, yeah, they wanted me to come in and tell you because it was really weird. I don't always see your notes, and I just happened to come in tonight because I just saw your note while it was live. I'm going, oh, yeah, I see you live.
Oh, nice.
And I come in here just in time to hear you talk about this story about this woman saying this was a prison planet before about 30,000 years back.
Yep.
Well, on live stream one time, we took a remote view back because I was crossing over souls because I got this idea that I needed to cross over everybody who was willing to go that might have got caught here.
Uh-huh.
And I took on this huge task, and we all did it together. We crossed over like thousands and thousands of souls.
Wow. Awesome.
So, and that was like a big thing. But see, I couldn't go back any farther than 35,000 years, and it got really dicey after about 30,000.
Wow.
So I heard that, and all of a sudden my stomach heaved, and I had to run, and I even like knocked stuff down trying to get there in time, you know.
Yeah.
But and so I couldn't hear all of the stuff you were saying, but fortunately Pam grabbed it for me, the info. But it must be something important happened.
Yeah.
Because I heard it all of a sudden. So they wanted me to come on and tell you that. So
that's really,
I think
powerful.
that's
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, Dee is, of course, a sensitive as well, and does help out on spiritual issues, and has done some great things. But that's really powerful. The 30,000 mark was really tough for you, huh?
That's after 30,000, about 32, it got really hard, and then about 35, it just cut out completely. And I'm like, I don't know what happened then, but it was because I was starting to see non-humans right around 30,000.
Well, there you go.
And, yeah. And so I think that you might have hit on something. This may be a real thing here. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is you might have found us some real intel, Brent.
Well, that's really cool. Yeah, I just stumbled on the article and I thought, God, that's really interesting. I'd heard that statement in the past, but I guess with everything else, it's just an idea out there. But the fact that she claims that she actually talked with this Errol, the non-biological entity that she was telepathic.
EBEN or something like that.
Well, no, in this the extraterrestrial biological entities, yeah. But this one was apparently named Airl, AIRL, and it was a little gray or whatever, but it wasn't biological. It was actually technological. So
interesting.
Right.
Yeah, because I was kind of preoccupied when you were talking about it. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, it was very, very weird.
Right.
About what Nisha was saying about things being out of place, you know, in that, I just lost my wallet.
Oh.
And it was one of those deals where it showed up exactly where we were looking for it. You know, I had other people helping me look for it, and it showed right up there.
Something mischievous.
And Dad was trying to help me with it and
wow.
find it. Everybody was trying to help me find it. And, of course, it showed up, and it's like, but what I said was, there's some reason I lost my wallet.
Yeah.
And so when that reason is gone, it'll show up again. And just as I said that, another friend was over here, and she goes, hey, I think I found your wallet.
You know, I sometimes think those are divine interventions, like, for whatever reason, like you can't find your car keys. You always put them in the same place. And then you go to leave. You got an appointment you got to get to or something, and it's really important. And then all of a sudden your keys are gone. And you toss the whole place looking around, can't find them, and then go back, some period of time later, and they're right where they should have been initially. And so you leave. But I wonder if those aren't divine intervention, because if you'd left when you were going to, maybe you would have had some real problem or an accident or something, and it saved you from a world of pain, you know?
Yeah, actually, I figured it out, I think.
Okay.
We were going to go to Hartville, and it had become snowy and icy, and me and my friend were going to go to Hartville that day that I lost my wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking possibly there were windy roads. It's a country place. This is out in Amish country. And there are places, I've seen people wipe out on some of those curves.
Oh.
So it could be that it was very dangerous, because then we decided maybe we'd try it the next day if I found my wallet, but I still hadn't found my wallet. But then the weather shifted and it got nice. Two things happened. He finally found the cord to my DJX that we've been missing because we were kind of stuck here.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't go to Hartville in the bad weather. And I'm thinking, well, and then I was talking to Gemini, and I was saying, well, you know, if once it's over, because we had just been talking about this, because something like this just happened to Gemini, something very similar. And we were learning lessons from this, and I said, well, then based on this, once whatever it is over, it should show up. And then it just, boom, showed up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it was saving me from getting killed on the freeway, maybe, or having a bad accident.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to, or on a windy road or something, trying to go down to Hartville.
Yeah.
On a bad day, you know, maybe it was. And, well, and of course the DJX was maybe just icing on the cake, because Deb said David, one of my guides, David, actually took the wallet.
Oh, well, there you go.
I called Deb.
Must have been a good reason
You know,
for it.
Deb is my sissy poo. We talk about stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So, yeah. And Deb helped me with that. Thank you so much, love.
Yeah.
Anyway, if somebody needs to get in touch with me, I will give you my email, but please, you know, don't subscribe me to anything.
Yeah,
you know.
I know.
Yeah.
I've been subscribed to a few things. I'm like, oh God, I got flamed a few times throughout the course of doing the show. It just, some people just get a kick out of it.
I will do it. Actually, if you have Deb gives her number out. If you and Pearl said something. If you want to talk to me, I give Deb permission to give you my number. Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Wonderful. Okay. Well,
but not everybody.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I bet you have, Brent. I mean, you know, it's not easy to run a channel and then be incommunicado.
Yeah,
you've got to have.
There's certain issues that have come up as a result of that, but you know, it's just part of the territory, I guess. The more problems you have, I guess, the more successful you are, right?
Right. Well, you've been really successful with the show. I mean, I've been here since very early on, and you know, even if I don't get the notes very often anymore. I don't know what the heck YouTube thinks it's doing.
I don't know either. I'm not sure why, but those notifications are not always reliable.
No, they're not. And I've clicked and unclicked the bell and all of that stuff. It's just really annoying.
Sure.
But yeah, but Jim and I had something very similar. She had her glasses disappear.
Oh.
And then she said, as soon as I order new glasses, I know my glasses are going to show up. And darn if it didn't happen.
Well, there you go.
What's going on in my mind, in the back of my head, all during this? Because instead of flipping out and worrying that I'd lost my wallet, and this is something I learned, instead of flipping out going, oh, my God, I lost my wallet. You know, I got it. You know, it was in the back of my head. Well, do you want it to have been stolen? Because I had been out at the store.
Mm.
You know, I was thinking, oh, no, did I leave it at Aldi's? Did I, you know, was somebody stolen it? And it was in the back of my head. Do you want it to be stolen? You could create that. Do you want it to be still in your place somewhere? That can happen, too. Oh. You know, it's like, what is your choice? What do you want it to be? And I said, well, I want to find it intact right here in my place. And that is exactly what happened.
Well, that's cool. Well, let's hope that it saved you from pain and problem. That's awesome.
I think it did. Yeah, because Deb said David did it, and he's not telling me why. I said, okay, well, then there's a reason.
Okay. Well,
so there's always a reason. So anyway, thought I'd tell you that, and that's all I got for now.
All right, my lady. Well, thanks for calling in, and it's great talking to you.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right, see you now. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to about conclude our journey for tonight. Remember, if you wanted to hear those cryptid stories, just tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. And we'll bring the rest of the stories that we hadn't covered yet tonight. So that's all we got time for. But just remember, I love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice, take care of each other, help each other out, find the magic in every day. Remember to laugh as much as you can. Check out paranormalportal.net. It'll give you links to everything Paranormal Portal. Good night, everybody.